In this course, Predictive Data Analytics with Python, you will be practicing what you learn while you learn it. In other words, learning by doing. Let's walk through a typical tutorial practice sequence. This is a simple lesson on how to generate a heat map to visualize a correlation matrix. The first page of the tutorial introduces the concept and basic code structure. At minimum, the data frame correlation values are needed. The second page adds an optional parameter which gives minimum and maximum values for the range to be displayed. The third page shows how to annotate each square with its value, including the type of number and the number of decimal places. The fourth page shows how to specify a desired color map. The image displays the jet color map. Now it's time to practice the skills just learned. The Your Task page contains detailed instructions on what to include in your code. This lesson builds on previous ones, including how to import Python libraries and how to create a data frame from a file. In this case, we are importing pandas, which organizes and analyzes the data, and Seaborn and Matplotlib, which produce the heat map visualization. Next, we use pandas to read a data file and create a data frame. A data frame is simply a 2D table that organizes the data into rows and columns. Now we are ready to create the heat map with Seaborn. The steps are exactly those outlined in the tutorial. We make sure that we include arguments for the required and optional parameters, as outlined in the instructions. Finally, we use Matplotlib to display the results. Okay, our code is nicely set up. We test it first by running the program. If it runs successfully, we know that we haven't made any Python errors. Let's make a typo in our pandas abbreviation and see if this grader catches it. Our error is immediately detected and reported. We fix the error, run the program again. The heat map looks good. Now we submit it to the NCLab grader, which mainly checks to make sure all the task requirements are met. And it passes. Notice that we have earned points for passing the level, for being successful on the first attempt, and for not using the template. The forward arrow opens up a brief discussion of what has been learned before going on to the next lesson. Let's go back and misread the directions to see how the NCLab grader catches errors. We'll change the displayed values to 3 decimal places. This time, when we submit our program for grading, we get an error message explaining that 2 decimal places were required. How can you get help when working on a lesson? Read the tutorial and instructions carefully. You may wish to take your own notes. Use hints if you need some ideas on what to write. Use the code template if you're having trouble with the code structure. It does cost points, so only use when needed. You can find other resources in the help menus at the top of the page. You can always come back and practice any lesson without losing the points you have already earned. Follow this procedure and you will get the full learning by doing experience.